Greetings Guardians, my name is Bife here. The Destiny APIs have been officially updated. The Destiny database sites have had their field day as they always do just before expansions drop, and all of a sudden, all of the weapons, all of the armor, everything has leaked onto the internet. There's tons of stuff to go through. There's new Iron Banner weapons, new Trials weapons, but in this video I want to go ahead and take a look at the new raid weapons, the new legendaries more specifically, coming to Wrath of the Machine. And before anybody says it, yes, I know, there's probably a raid exotic, that pulse rifle that you've seen in the trailers so many times. I'll go ahead and get to that when we actually find out how to get it. I'd assume that it comes from completing the raid. But, in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump into these raid weapons. Some generic facts about these weapons. First of all, they drop between 365 and 385 light on the normal raid difficulty, and between 385 and 400 on hard mode. This at least is what I am assuming from all of the stuff that I've seen thus far on the APIs. That couldn't be wrong, but I think 365 is a number that makes a lot of sense. And 385, of course, is the max that we've got, and that's listed on the API sites, so why not? The Siva Corruption has basically taken parts of the weapons that you see here, and it's made them into these really new, dramatically improved versions of themselves. These are previously all sorts of gunsmith weapons, tower weapons, that kind of thing. However, they've been dramatically improved as a result. You'll see some of that when you look at the perks on these things. But let's start off with heavy weapons this time. So we have our rocket launcher first, which is known as Sound and Fury. It's one of those kind of high-velocity mid-blast radius archetypes, similar to the most recent Trials of Osiris rocket launcher. There's a spray-and-play perk on it, and it also, of course, has the intrinsic perk, which, by the way, is on all of these, which is that it's got a perk called Whirlwind's Curse, and that means it deals bonus damage to fallen enemies, so naturally it'll be a little bit better for raids in Wrath of the Machine. Now on top of that, the Wait For It perk is present. Now this is the first example of that Siva corruption / improvement that I was talking about. The Wait For It means that not only do you have spray and play, which means that, you know, you'll reload when your mag is empty is going to be super fast, but this also stacks kind of into spray and play, so when you do reload from a completely empty mag, you'll get a larger magazine than normal. This is just one example of how these weapons really do double down on their initial perks. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the machine gun called If Materia, and I think this is one of the coolest combos of perks, which I think comes up better on the scout rifle maybe, but still it comes interestingly on this one. It's a super low impact heavy machine gun. This archetype was recently buffed. I don't know whether that makes it any more effective, but I'd leave that up to you guys to decide. It has a triple tap, low stability sadly, but it can be countered by braced frame, even though that does mean you have to reduce your magazine size somewhat. And the special Siva-fied perk is triple double, and this means whenever triple tap procs, it also pulls a second extra bullet from your reserves. Very interesting. It basically means that your ammunition magazine is nowhere near the size it actually reports it to be. If you can consistently land your headshots, you're going to be constantly feeding new ammunition into your magazine, and it's going to go down at a much slower rate. You basically get 2/3 of your rounds back. Really cool idea. Next up is the special weapons. Let's start with the shotgun, which is the Quantiplasm. This is a Matador archetype. However, don't get your horses all riled up just yet, because it does have inferior range. It can be somewhat buffed with hand-loaded or small bore, but it's not going to be the most competitive PvP shotgun out there. It's going to be a little bit like the raid shotgun that we had back in King's Fall. Very high impact, but at the same time, not ultra competitive because it just doesn't have the range. I do not see this thing storming the crucible. Now, when it comes to the perks it gets, this is where it does get interesting, because this makes it a little bit better at PvE, but it really does now.
More, but
Is it? It's now.
there's more, but you're gonna have to check him out. My name is BYF. You can check him out, subscribe to him.
Yep.
So that's all. You can watch the rest later. That's all we have. I'll see you guys later.
Peace.